The clan's fire paints fleeting spirits on the cavern wall. But for Kael, it offers no warmth. He sits apart, just beyond the ring of light, where the shadows swallow the weak. His left leg, twisted since birth, is a knot of useless flesh that earns him only scorn. The hunters return with meat. Their chests broaden, their hands stained with the life of a young triceratops, and the smell of roasting flesh is a wall between him and them. They are the strong. They are the clone. He is other. An anchor. A mouth that consumes without contributing to the kill. In this world of prehistoric life, such a creature does not live long. He chews on a strip of dried fungus, its earthy bitterness a familiar companion. He watches them use sharpened stones and horn, their crude osteodontokeratic technology, to carve the beast. Their world defined by the next meal, the next sunrise, the next earth miner's shaking footstep that means they must run. He slips away before the first guard is posted, his awkward gait a silent apology to the night. His sanctuary is a smaller, hidden fissure in the rock, a place the others deem too cramped, too damp. It is here he keeps his secret. It lies on a bed of ferns, its breathing a soft, rhythmic billow, an orphan Parasaurolophus, no larger than a hound, with skin the color of river moss. He found it weeks ago, its leg caught in a rock slide, its mother's claws fading into the jungle's cacophony. He saw its fear, a mirror of his own, and did not see a future meal. He saw a fellow traveler in the land of the unwanted. He has been nursing it since, bringing its off-truths and water in a tortoise shell, a treasonous act of compassion. He calls it Echo. Tonight, as a distant storm rumbles, Kael watches the creature with new eyes. He has noticed a strangeness. Sometimes, without cause, the hollow, elegant cranial crest atop its head vibrates. A low, deep thrumming resonates from it, a sound he feels in his bones more than he hears with his ears. It is happening now. A deep, sub-minus vocal hum emanates from the beast as it sleeps. Kael places a hand gently on its flank, feeling the vibration travel through its body. He looks out from the fissure, into the moon-drenched valley. Nothing. The jungle is a wall of silent, watchful green. Then, he feels it. A faint tremor in the stone beneath him. It is a rhythm, slow and heavy, like a heartbeat for the world itself. Minutes pass. The rhythm grows stronger. Finally, on the far ridge, a line of silhouettes appears, a herd of tight Anosaurus, their long necks swaying against the stars. They are miles away, their footfalls completely inaudible to him. Yet Echo knew the crest was not for making noise. It was for listening. It was an ear for the silent language of the earth, a sense organ that could decode the approach of giants long before they ever broke the horizon. Kael's heart hammers against his ribs. This is not a pet. This is an answer. The next morning, Kael brings Echo to the edge of the main cavern. He tries to explain, his words clumsy, pointing to the creature's crest, then to the distant mountains. It listened, he stammered, speaking to Beoa, the clan's formidable hunt leader. It feels the steps of the great beasts, before they can be seen. Beoa looks from Kael's twisted leg to the placid dinosaur and scoffs, a gravelly sound of contempt. The weakling boy now speaks in riddles. You waste meat on the scaled scavenger. The other hunters, sharpening obsidian flakes for their spears, chuckle. Perhaps the beast tells you where the berries grow thickest. Tail? One cheers. Beoa claps a heavy hand on the man's shoulder. We hunt real food. He turns his back on Kael, his message clear. The strong rely on their own eyes, their own ears, their own courage. A boy's fantasy about a listening lizard is less than worthless. It is an insult to their skills, a product of a mind as misshapen as his leg. They march out of the cavern, a unit of muscle and sharpened bone, their confidence a shield against the world. Kael watches them go, a cold dread coiling in his gut. Hours later, as the sun burns high in the sky, Echo grows agitated. Kael is trying to teach it to accept a hand-fed tuber when the low hum from its crest suddenly sharpens. The frequency changes from a deep, rolling vibration to a series of short, frantic pulses. It is a new sound, a new ceiling in the rock beneath them. It is not the slow, ponderous tread of a herd. This is the thud of massive, predatory feet moving with purpose, with speed. Echo lets out a choked, barking cry, a sound of pure terror. Kael feels it too. A faint but undeniable tremor that speaks not of migration, but of pursuit. He scrambles to the mouth of the cavern, his own cries echoing the beasts. But the hunters are long gone, swallowed by the immense, indifferent green of this prehistoric world. His warnings are just whispers cast into a vast, unhearing wilderness. The hunting party moves with practiced silence through a fern-choked ravine. Biela spots their quarry alone iguanagund, momentarily separated from its herd, drinking at a stream. Their movements are a testament to Homo erectus's adaptability. A silent language of gestures coordinating the kill. They fan out, spears held low. The world holds its breath. That is when the ground shakes. It is not a tremor. It is an impact. A living mountain of muscle and teeth crashes through the trees. A monster of nightmare proportions. A Giganotosaurus. It moves with impossible speed, its head as large as a man. Its jaws a fortress of serrated daggers. Before the first scream can fully escape, it snatches one of the hunters, the man's spear and its osteodontokeratic point shattering uselessly against its hide. The clearing becomes a maelstrom of blood and panic. BLR roars a challenge, a futile act of bravery against an avalanche, and thrusts his spear into the titan's leg. The beast barely seems to notice, its massive foot descending like a falling rock. Only 3 hunters make it back, staggering into the firelight as dusk settles. They are broken men, their bodies and spirits mold. One babbles incoherently about jaws like a cave and eyes of black stone. They speak of boars and of the others. As the terrible story unfolds, the clan falls silent. Every eye turns to the back of the cavern, where Kael stands with the small dinosaur pressed against his side. There is no triumph in his gaze, only the hollow ache of his own validated fear. The clan stares at the lame boy and his creature, and the scorn in their eyes has been burned away, replaced by a terrifying realization. Their strength had failed, their senses had failed. The warning they dismissed as fantasy was the only truth that mattered, and their refusal to listen has forever altered the course of their hominid history. There is no ceremony for the dead. There is only the gnawing silence in the cavern, a space carved out by the ghosts of the hunters who will not return. The new leader is Mara, a woman whose face is a map of scars and hard -1 wisdom. She was Boar's mate, but there is no time for grief. There is only the cold calculus of survival. She approaches Kael, who sits with Echo by the fire, the creature's head resting on his lap. The clan watches. This is not a request. It is a shift in the very bedrock of their society. You will tell us, Mara says, her voice slow and steady. When the shadow falls again, you will be our eyes that see beyond the mountain, our ears that hear the coming of the earth-shaker. Kael looks at the faces around the fire, the same faces that mocked him, that pitied him. He sees no mockery now. He sees fear, raw and profound. He nods. For 3 days, they are prisoners. The Giganotosaurus patrols the valley, its roars echoing like thunder rolling through a tomb. Hunting is impossible. Gathering is suicide. They live on scraps, the tension coiling tighter with each passing hour. But now, they have a purpose beyond cowering. Kael learns the nuances of Echo's crest. The slow, deep hum is the herbivore herd, safe and distant. A sharper, more frequent pulse signifies a pack of raptors on the move. But the warning for the great predator is unmistakable, a violent, low-frequency shudder. A vibration of pure dread that makes Echo tremble and keen softly. This is the beginning of a true symbiosis, a fusion of human intellect and animal instinct. The boy and the beast have become the clan's most vital survival tool, a new pillar in their evolving catalogue of survival skills. On the fourth morning, Echo gives the frantic signal. The great beast is moving. It is coming towards the river, towards their only escape route. Panic flickers, but Mara quenches it with a look. We do not run from it, she declares. We move with it. Kael will be its shadow, and we will be his. The plan is desperate, a gamble born of foresight. They will abandon the cabin and cross the river to the high cliffs, but they will not flee in a straight line, guided by Kael's updates. They will move in parallel to the monster, using its own path to mouse their escape. Two young, fast runners are sent ahead with torches. They're tasked to set fire to a patch of dead trees on the far side of the valley if the beast turns towards them, creating a diversion. It is an act of communal will, or shared risk. It is an altruism their ancestors would not have understood. The exodus is a silent, nerve-minus shredding ordeal. Kael walks beside Mara, one hand on Echo's vibrating crest, the other making tense gestures closer. Faster. Hung. They can hear the cracking of trees, the shuddering impact of the Giganotosaurus's footsteps, sometimes only a few hundred yards away through the dense foliage. They are a whisper moving in the wake of a storm. As they reach the riverbank, the vibrations shift. The beast is turning. Kael gives a sharp cry. Miles away, the runners see the signal smoke. Moments later, a plume of black smoke rises into the sky, followed by the distant roar of an angry, confused predator. The diversion has worked. They scramble across the shallows, the clan moving as one body, and begin the arduous climb up the cliffs. From their new perch, a wind-minus scoured ledge with a single, defensible entrance, they look back. The valley that was their home is now the hunting ground of a titan. They have lost everything, and they have survived. Kael stands at the edge, the wind whipping his hair. The loyal Parasaurolophus at his side. He is no longer the outcast. He is the listener, the watcher, the boy who taught humanity a new way to see. The scattered bones left behind in that abandoned valley tell a story of predator and prey, a simple narrative of might that the field of paleontology has chronicled for centuries. But the true story, the one that whispers through the long silence of hominid history, is not about teeth and claws. It is a story of sound and trust. Kael and Echo's bond was more than a friendship. It was the birth of an idea that the senses of another creature could be borrowed, that the world could be perceived in ways beyond human limits. This was the first alliance, the first true act of looking at another species not as food or a threat, but as a partner. It is the primal ancestor of the shepherd's bond with his dog, the sailor's reliance on the soaring gull, the lonely astronaut's trust in the sensors of their ship. This clan did not conquer the Giganotosaurus. They outminus it. They listened to a rhythm the monster could not hear and danced a new dance of survival on the edge of extinction. What, then, is the foundation of human ascent if not this: the breathtaking audacity to listen to the warnings of a different heart, and the courage to walk into the darkness, guided only by its beat? For in the echoes of a lost world, we hear the first faint notes of our own improbable song. But sound cannot warn you of the death that hunts from silent wings.